Hello everyone, welcome to the demo session on PostgreSQL 19 database administration course. Before I introduce you to the course content, I have something to show. This is the poll I conducted during my last week's demo session. And yeah, the first question, there are 3 to 4 questions I asked. The first question was, what's your industry experience? And as you can see, the most of the participants are having experience from 3 and 15. And there are few learners with more than 15 years of industry experience. And you hardly see anyone with less than 0 to 3 years of experience. Which means most of the participants are the experienced database administrators from various technologies, probably Oracle, SQL Server, or MySQL, who wanted to learn PostgreSQL. The next question I asked was, can any PostgreSQL course cover 100% of PostgreSQL? And the answers were in line with my expectations. Experienced engineers already understand that no course can teach 100% of whether it is Oracle, SQL Server, or MySQL, or PostgreSQL. So if 100% of learning is not the goal, then I ask the next question as, what's your goal? And you can see most of the participants have responded that handling production systems confidently is their goal. And that is in line with the expected outcome of this course. First, by the end of this course, what you should get is, one, you run your production show on your own, which means you can become the individual contributor irrespective of your experience. Let us say you have 3 years experience as any other RDBMS DBA. You can happily claim that you have 3 years experience as a Postgres DBA. You have 10 years experience in SQL Server, you can claim that you have 10 years experience in PostgreSQL. And given any production problem, you can solve it on your own. Either you will get the SOP with you, or you will know where to find that SOP. Right? Throughout the course, we'll have a number of activities, a number of documents getting created, a number of SOPs and all that stuff. So your production problem might fall in any of these SOPs. If it is not falling in any of these SOPs, at least you should get, or you will know where to find the solution to your problem. Right? That is what the individual contributor does. Irrespective of your problem, you can solve your production problem on your own by the end of this course. So what tools we are using, what depth we are going, all these things are secondary. If you are attending interviews, you can claim that you have 4 to 6 years of experience confidently, irrespective of your current experience. Again, if you have, let's say, 10, 15 years of experience, you can claim whatever you want. Right? I don't have any experience. What I can claim, you can claim 4 or 6. I already have 10 years experience. What I can claim, you can claim 10. Course duration would be 2 calendar months. It will come around 42 to 45 days. Every day 1 hour, Monday to Friday. I will definitely take weekends, probably 4 to 5 weekends in these 2 months. Right, just to ensure that we finish on time. Nobody agrees to have weekends, so that the course might stretch to 2.5 months. Let's assume we are starting it on 28th June, July, August. By August 31st, we should be able to finish the course, right? We'll just try to compensate the offs that we take, ad hoc offs that we take during Monday to Friday in any of the weekends. Right? Just to summarize, 1, you can run your production show on your own. 2, confidently attend 4 to 6 years of industry experience by claiming that you have 4 to 6 years of industry experience. 3, course duration is 2 months. Any question here from anyone?
No, Kumar, we are good.
We are not going to run behind the buzzwords. The majority of the content will be purely on the internals of PostgreSQL. Tools will come and go, so we don't spend much time on the tools. Like, how do I use X tool to solve X problem? Of course, we'll be using all the internal tools, not the external tools much.
Now that we have discussed about the course outcome, I would like to share you the philosophy behind this course. For example, as an experienced database administrator, how do I start learning PostgreSQL? This is the question that I often get from my learners. So it is something like this. Over the past few years, you have been doing a database administration on Oracle or SQL Server or MySQL. Then yeah, if you're an experienced DBA, your learning approach should be different from a learner starting from the scratch. Because you have spent enough years understanding how your existing RDBMS databases work. For example, you already know how to take the backups, how to do disaster recoveries, how to plan DR drill activities, do performance tuning, user management, production support, etc. It is just like you need to apply that existing skill set, understanding the PostgreSQL. That's it. For example, when you come here, so this is the point that I was describing. Like, you don't need to learn PostgreSQL from the scratch, but what you need to do is you need to understand how does PostgreSQL do what I already do. For example, don't ask me how do I learn PostgreSQL. Ask me this instead. For example, in Oracle, I perform undo table space management every quarter. Do we have an equivalent in PostgreSQL? Or something like this. We conduct DR drill regularly for every quarter, let us say. How do I do the same thing in PostgreSQL, and what tool we use for this DR drill activity? And people from SQL Server background, they ask me what is always on equivalent feature in PostgreSQL, something like that. So what you need to do is you just need to note down your existing responsibilities as your as an existing RDBMS in your RDBMS technology, and then just need to optimize or apply it to the PostgreSQL. That's it. For example, Orman is used to take the backup for Oracle databases, and what is the equivalent tool in PostgreSQL. That's it. And this is a simple comparison of your of the top 3 RDBMS technologies to the PostgreSQL. And this is what you need to do. Like, write down everything that you're already doing in your existing RDBMS technology. For example, the responsibilities, the daily responsibilities, weekly responsibilities, and quarterly responsibilities. And then just need to do a tick mark of whether I have learned all these things in PostgreSQL or not. That's it. So that's a checklist that you need to have, right?
About me, but yeah, I wanted to spend some time on this for the next 5 minutes. I've been doing training since last 5 years, and I have around 6-7 years experience in PostgreSQL database management. Probably 2020, around 2021. That is where I started training PostgreSQL. Go ahead.
So you started giving training just after 1 year experience?
Correct, yes.
Nice.
This is my website, postgreshelp.com, where I write about PostgreSQL, whatever the things that I learn. For example, I'll just open a couple of blogs here. When it comes to observability, people are discussing a lot about Grafana. Even now, where is that? He's there, Praneeth. Prometheus, node exporter, and all that stuff. This is the step-by-step guide on how to set up Grafana for the PostgreSQL database, right? The one that Praneeth said is the node exporter. That is, it will collect the metrics, it will collect the Linux metrics or Linux details happening in your production system, and this will collect the PostgreSQL related metrics happening in your production system and send it to the monitoring server, right? This I have written in 2021. Right, and this is all about how do we configure monitoring system or the observability system for the PostgreSQL, right? And then I do have another article that is about how do you handle the corruption issues in PostgreSQL. That means you have a data loss, let us say. What do? You restore it from the backup. Traditional stuff. You lost a table, you restore it from backup. You do a PITR. Not that is the case. Let us say you got some block corruption. A single block got corrupted, or your redo log got corrupted, or your control file got corrupted on, let's say, 15 terabyte, 10 terabyte database. You cannot just do a backup restore. You need to handle that particular small corruption, right? And this is the guide on how to handle PostgreSQL corruption. It is not backup restore SOP. It is how to handle the PostgreSQL corruption SOP that I have written somewhere in 2020. This pre-ChatGPT era, where you're not telling ChatGPT to write some kind of blog on handling PostgreSQL corruption. And then I'll go to PostgreSQL.org. How many of you know this PostgreSQL.org? Anyone know this PostgreSQL.org? Hello? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, this is your official PostgreSQL website. PostgreSQL.org is the official website. And wiki.postgresql.org is something like the documentation by PostgreSQL.org itself. End of the day, PostgreSQL is the community database, right? Open source community database, where they say that this is the article or a wiki page about the corruption. How do you handle the corruption and all that stuff. What I'll do, I'll open here.
So Kumar, one question. So, so this recording will be available and it will be easily to download also.
It is not downloadable. It's a read-only access via website, just like Udemy.
Okay. Yes.
Right. And
how long we can access
unlimited
the training videos?
Unlimited. Right.
So I am new to this Postgres. I'm aware of Oracle, but I'm completely new to this Postgres SQL. So is there any prerequisite to start with?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Right. So this is like how do you detect, handle your corruptions. So there's something like there is a well-written documentation, and this is the tutorial to setting it up. Open that. It is pointing to the my blog, right? Your PostgreSQL.org or the official PostgreSQL is pointing to some blog solving your production problems, right? And then something like high availability. People talk about Patroni, and all those things. So this is the latest one related to version 18, how to set up Patroni. I do have version 17, 16 related documents as well, or the blogs as well, written somewhere in this website itself. People have used this setting up their production systems. What you can do is spin up 3 missions, blindly copy paste the commands. right? You can able to set up your high availability in PostgreSQL. Again, kind of open source.
Patroni is a third-party tool.
Yes, Patroni is a third-party tool. Right. So the point is, what I generally do is I write the internals related information, not like how to take the backup, how to restore it, how to create an instance, how to create a database. No, all these things are internal case study blocks. Right? How do you? What happens when you use *9 on any PostgreSQL process? What happens behind the scenes? Right, all these things, as I said, are written pre-ChatGPT era. After ChatGPT, I stopped writing stuff. That's about me. Yeah, these are the few frequently asked questions that I get. Course duration, as I said, it is about 2 months. I mean, until a couple of batches ago, I used to take 5 to 6 weeks course only. Right? But yeah, I have added lots of content, so it's stretched to 2 months. Every day 1 hour. Which version? The version that is available latest. So we are going to have version 19 for this batch. During the upgradation, probably we'll do 18 to 19. So which version? Whatever the version that is latest. Interview preparation. Interview questions will come organically in the classroom every day. But we don't have a separate side heading that today we are going to discuss interview questions and all that stuff. But we have certification questions discussion that will come towards the end. Both fundamental and advanced. We have 2 levels of certification for PostgreSQL. We'll discuss both. Course material, you'll get the recordings via LMS platform, which means you should have internet connectivity to access the recordings. It's a lifetime access. Notepads, SOPs, and all that stuff, theory manual, lab manual, all these things, you'll get via GitHub. Is the course customizable? It is customizable, but people don't ask me to customize the course. We'll understand what about this, what is this customization and all about in a few minutes. You have to have your own laptops for lab setup. If you don't have laptop, probably you might need to use any cloud platform. For that, you might incur INR 1,000 to 2,000 rupees. Any questions here? Any question?
Is it possible to repeat the whole course, like after 2 months?
What do you mean by that?
Means like repeat the whole session, like the live online session, like is there any particular duration that the training?
No, there is nothing like that. See, one, you will get your own individual recordings if you want to revisit the same content. Two, you will have access to upcoming live sessions, right? Once you attend the existing session, it is up to you whether you wanted to go through your own recordings again or you want to continue in the next batch. Right? It's just a ping away. I wanted to repeat. Have I answered your question?
So is it going to be extra charges if you want to?
No. It's your time waste.
Yeah, but it's hard to cover like everything in one go. So that is why I'm asking, like,
No.
And for recording, you generally don't go and sit, right? So if it's live, it's more interactive and you are focused and you really do the work.
That's an interesting thing, and that is where what do you call, the live and recorded, pre-recorded session matters, right? The live interaction is always more powerful than going through the pre-recordings. So people does something like this. Let's say people with 0 to 3 years of experience, they'll first join, they'll just grasp 20 to 30% of the content. And once they land in the job, once they start doing their activities, they'll get more and more questions. So the second attempt of having a live interaction will give them a new perspective. That's a nice question, and yeah, I'll always welcome people to join in the next sessions, ask more questions, get more outcome. Answer is yes. You can attend as many times as you want. Just a ping away. You ping me that I wanted to repeat either a particular content, let's say only the backup and recovery, or I will just listen to entire course. It's just what do you call, a ping away. This is for everyone.
Thank you.
Right. Until the last batch, I was doing only one track, but now I wanted to make it 3. But basically, 90% of the learners fall in one track only, and based on your experience bracket, it will be track 2. We will spend more time on understanding track 2 today. Right? It is something like the track 1 is for someone who wanted to get started with PostgreSQL, someone like non-IT to IT background, who doesn't know anything about databases and all that stuff. And the second track is someone who is already experienced in any other RDBMS technology, wanted to get hands-on in PostgreSQL. And that is where we all fall under now, as per your experience bracket, the questionnaire. And I do have another one, the Beyond PostgreSQL, where I talk only internals of PostgreSQL, not cloud, nothing. I'll spend more time on this later if time permits. Any question here?
Into which category your course falls here? Are we getting drive on to 1 or 2 or?
2. Our discussion falls on 2.
2.
2 is for someone who is already experienced in any other RDBMS technology and wanted to have PostgreSQL in their skill set list.
So how about 3 and 4?
4 is for someone who wanted to showcase themselves as a PostgreSQL DBA to the world, not to handle production systems, beyond handling production systems.
Yeah.
You're no longer an individual contributor in track 4. Track 3 is kind of advanced to track 2. Let's say you have finished track 2, you still wanted to learn more. There is a never-ending story, right? Learning technology. So as of now, you ignore this track 3, leave it. I think nobody is there who falls in track 1. That is something like, I wanted to get started with PostgreSQL. I wanted to get a job in PostgreSQL. I have 4 years gap, something like that. So this is an example. So how we'll learn track 1 is like, we'll see the real-time issues. I literally send a mail, something like this. You update some record from X value to Y value, and then the learner has to update it and send me a mail back, right? We'll spend time in the documentation. We'll spend time in understanding the real-time keywords and all that stuff. I'll talk about that in some time, but yeah. This is another example. You'll get a CSV file and you need to import in the database, right? What we generally do is we'll import the CSV file in the Postgres database as part of our course. But for them, it is like including what how a real-time communication happens. These are the few frequently asked questions about the course. Course duration is 2 months. The 5 weeks, that's wrong. every day 1 hour. Which version? Whatever the version that is available. I started version 19 from the last batch, so it will be version 19 in the current batch as well. There is no specific discussion on interview questions. I mean, there is no separate session discussing interview questions. They'll come in the flow. Certification question discussion is there as part of the course. So we'll spend 1 day or a half day on understanding the certification questions. Recording material, it is available. Videos, read only, as I said, via website, just like a LMS platform. Notepads and SOPs via Git. Is the course customizable? It is customizable, but yeah, people don't ask me for the customization. We'll talk more about what is customization in some time. You have to have your own laptops, preferably i5, 8 GB RAM. That is the bare minimum requirement. Let us say if you don't have that, probably you need to spend your time, probably you need to set up your lab in the cloud. Any question here from anyone?
What is the course of the course fees?
20,000. Any other questions? Questions on this existing slide? No questions, huh? These are all the add-ons that we are going to discuss, kind of pgBackRest, pgPool, pgBouncer, and all these things. Aurora to PG for migrations, Patroni for high availability, all that stuff. Anyone have heard of any of these tools?
Yes.
Yes, I've heard.
I'm working on it.
You're already working on it. On where? On what?
Like pgBackRest, Patroni, PgPool extensions.
Now, what are your expectations from today's session?
I'm expecting about the cloud part, which I think, yeah.
As I said, we'll spend 3 days on cloud.
In this course, cloud part is also added, right?
It is there. But yeah, I said, right, we'll spend 3 days out of 40 days in the cloud, on cloud.
And what about the PG vector like AIML part? It is also covered in these sessions?
Yeah, we'll spend 1 day on that.
Okay.
Right. For example, PostgreSQL is open source database management software, which means anyone can download the software, modify it, and can resell. For example, the community version of the PostgreSQL is having, let us say, 3 features. What is the community version? The version of the software which is open source. Anyone can download, modify, and resell. There is a company called EDB. They have downloaded it. They have modified it. They are now selling it under their own brand. That is called PPAS. Postgres plus Advanced Server. And this is your community version. And then there is another company called Amazon. They have downloaded it. They have modified it. They are now selling it under their own brand, Aurora. The community version of the PostgreSQL is free to use. Anyone can download. If you want to modify, you can modify. You can sell. It is up to you. Taking that as an advantage, there is a company called EDB. They have downloaded it, modified it. They are now selling it under their own brand. There is a company called Amazon. They have also downloaded it, modified it. They are now selling it under their own brand. Is this clear?
Yes.
Is this clear, everyone?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, sir. All clear.
Right. Now, let us say This is the extra feature developed by PDB, and this is the extra feature developed by Aurora. They don't overlap because you think that it's their unique selling point. EDB claims that we are Oracle optimized PostgreSQL databases. That means you are coming from Oracle background or your source is Oracle. It is easy to migrate to EDB than to community version, is what they say. And when you maintain or when you're administering PostgreSQL databases, you feel like you're administering Oracle databases, right? That is what they claim. And this Amazon guy says that our Aurora is cloud optimized. That means if you wanted to move to our cloud environment, Aurora best suits, then RDS, then running PostgreSQL in EC2, right? So that is their unique selling point. They say it's something like that. Now let us assume you wanted this extra feature created by the PPAS or EDB and attach it to your community version, right? You wanted this extra feature, you go to EDB, ask them, I want this feature, they won't give you because it's a proprietary feature. But there are a number of third-party companies who work only on these extra features. What you can do is you go get it, attach it to your community version. You call it as extension. This is your extension. Without extensions also, you can run your production show. With extension, it can enhance your administration experience. For example, you have a default tool, pgBackRest, that will help you to take full backup of your instance. You also have a tool called pgBackRest, BART, Barman, pgRman, and so on. You have a number of other tools available, which also helps you to take the full backup. Each tool has its own advantage, disadvantage, some extra feature compared to PG-based backup, and so on. Any question here so far from anyone?
Hello, Kumar. Hello.
Go ahead.
I'm just asking about, there are the two types of backup and recovery tools. One is pgBackRest and one other is the Barman, right? So if we considering about if a data, I have a data in TVs like 10 to 15 TVs. So which tool will be the best for our on-prem setup?
pgBackRest.
And the reason behind this?
Comparison. Robust, easy to handle, less corruption.
But in a pgBackRest, we have lots of the complex things that need to be handled as.
Obviously, more complexity is equal to more robust.
Right.
Yeah,
that is compression level ratio you get it in pgBackRest.
That is where your Patroni also comes into picture.
So
no. More into technical discussion later. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean how to handle that. That's a secondary thing, right? Yeah. A big picture. Is this clear? The big picture, everyone?
Yeah, it's clear now.
Others, please. Is this clear? So the point here is open source PostgreSQL has come up with 3 features and they have made it open source. Anyone can download, modify. Now what happens is there are n number of companies they have modified and selling it under their own brand. Not only these products, you have n number of others. You have more than 200 plus products, derived products of PostgreSQL. Right? We call them as a derived products. What is a derived product? It is coming from the community version itself. And you also have n number of features, extra features here and there. there are n number of companies that work on only these features, and you go attach it to your community version, you call it as extension. For example, by default, HA is not available for PostgreSQL. That means you cannot do automatic switchovers and failovers. You need to rely on any of the third-party tools. You have n number of third-party tools available. You have to rely on any one of these to enable automatic switchovers and failovers. That automatic failovers. That means your primary is down, automatically it has to switch over to or failover to your standby. You want to take backup. Besides your default backup tool, you have n number of tools available. You wanted to have UI, you have so many tools available. You wanted to monitor your system, you have n number of tools available, Grafana, Zabbix, and so on. Load balancing, you have many. Performance tuning, you have many. So these are all helps you with some kind of performance tuning assistance. What we are going to do here is, whatever that is there in the bold, we are going to discuss that in the classroom. When it comes to backup and recovery, we'll spend time on understanding pgBackRest. When it comes to HA, we'll spend time on understanding Patroni. When it comes to GUI, we'll spend time on pgAdmin. When it comes to monitoring, we'll spend time on Grafana. Why only the bold content? Why not the other? Because these are the tools that are being used the most. Right? When it comes to high availability, people are using Patroni a lot compared to the other tools. When it comes to backup and recovery, people are using pgBackRest. When it comes to GUI, people are using pgAdmin. Right? Now you come here, you come tomorrow, say, let's say, no, we don't want pgBackRest. Let's go with Barman. Right? That is what the customization about. I will not talk about pgBackRest. Instead, I'll talk about Barman. So it is not feasible to discuss each and every available tool in the classroom. End of the day, all these tools does the same thing. Take the backup or view the system in the GUI or see the performance problems in the dashboards. End of the day, everything does the same. Any question in this slide? From anyone?
And what about last two columns?
Load balancing is like you have a primary, you have a standby, you want to offload some kind of workload to your standby. By default, you cannot do. There are tools available that does it for you. And then the last one is small patches on top of your PostgreSQL database that helps you with some kind of what do you call performance activities. For example, the first one, pgRepack, what it does is your it will do defragmentation of your tables. Right? Default tool available. There is a tool called Vacuum that's already there. Vacuum cannot do XYZ things. If that is bothering your production system, you can install this pgBackRest, attach it to your community version, solve your problem. pgTop is just like a top on top of your.
A native tool?
No, all these are extensions.
These are all third-party extensions.
Correct.
Okay.
Version 19, they have added this.
Third-party basically.
Third party basically, as I said again, PostgreSQL is the community-driven database. That means there is no owner for the PostgreSQL, right?
Yeah.
You have PostgreSQL. There are, let's say, there are 5 people who created this software with 3 features, and this time is gone on enhancing only these 3 features. I know some. I create one new feature and leave it in the Git. If people like it, they attach it to their Postgres.
So is it secure to using these extensions?
Not secure. So you have to see, you have to undergo security auditing before attaching it.
Okay.
Right, we'll talk about how do you attach extension to your PostgreSQL, what are the concerns, how do you handle security problems and all that stuff when we discuss extension. But yeah, point is extension is just a piece of additional software you attach it to Postgres to do some kind of work. No questions? Right.
And load balancing, Kumar, what
We'll
are the tools?
we'll understand.
We'll cover all.
Yeah, we'll cover PgPool and HA proxy both.
Okay.
As I said, we'll spend 30 days in the on-premise world. Let's say what I'll do, I'll spend about 70% of our time understanding the community version and around 15% understanding the cloud and 15% understanding the tools. Right, we'll spend majority of our time on understanding the internals. If you want the day-wise breakdown, so roughly it is something like this. Any questions? End-to-end program, just like starting with installations, installing the software to creating your first database, then creating, adjusting the parameters, best practices, creating schemas, creating tables, taking the backups, attaching the extensions, load balancing, and all that stuff. The kind of end-to-end program. This is not required. Again, as I said, this is the same thing as this. What you'll get is this. You'll get a theory manual, you'll get a practical manual, that's a lab manual. Then you have a recorded sessions, running notes, kind of extra materials if there is anything. And yeah, lab support means you will be doing your lab work on your own. I will be there until you finish your lab on your own in your personal laptops. Right?
So would be seeing EDB installation also.
Yeah, EDB installation as well, yes.
Any PostgreSQL on Kubernetes? Anything?
No. Not everyone needs that. I want PostgreSQL on Kubernetes as well. Then probably I can assist you. Right? Not in the classroom, of course. That's what, if you remember, track 3 is all about beyond track
Customized.
2. Yeah, beyond track 2, that is Kubernetes. How the class work, Notepad and virtual machine, there is no separate theory sessions happening. We'll do practicals only. While doing the practicals, we'll understand it theoretically. So you need to read the theory manuals and all that stuff, right? There is no theory sessions as such. This is an interesting thing, which the screenshot I've taken when I created the presentation. See 2018, 2020, 2022, that means probably 2 years once it is coming here. There is no 2024, probably 2023, somewhere I have taken this screenshot, the popularity of the PostgreSQL engine, right? So it is about somewhere around 2023, 24, right?
Still it holds good. Same thing now, even also.
Yeah,
DB engine.
I'll come here.
Same thing. Except Snowflake.
Right. Compared to my 2023 screenshot, there is a gap. Even though it is climbing at that point in time, maybe 2024, somewhere around 600 points, and there is a huge gap here still. And now that gap has completely reduced. There is only 10 points difference. Probably this month or next month, it is going to overtake SQL Server. Why all this is happening, why there is a boom on PostgreSQL around this area 2019. We'll understand on our day one why PostgreSQL discussion, right? It is going to replace, definitely it will replace SQL, overtake SQL Server in 1 month. It is going to replace MySQL in few years, maybe 1 or 2 years. I don't think it will overtake Oracle, because Oracle is a legacy system.
So replace, you mean like how it will replace MySQL? Not replace.
Replace means the footprint of your SQL Server is declining. People talk about SQL Server to PostgreSQL migration, not the other way around, right? Currently, let us say out of 1,000 production systems available, 600 belongs to Oracle, 200 belongs to MySQL, 300 belongs to SQL Server, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like, let's say 200. Now, someone wanted to migrate SQL Server to Postgres. So Postgres 1, SQL Server is 199. Another person wants to 198, something like that. One fine day, Postgres is 300, this is 100, this is 100. So it has eaten up.
It will overtake.
Yeah, it has eaten up 200 SQL Server instances, 100 MySQL instances.
So why? What is the reason like behind it? Because MySQL is also like using vector database support and so many things which is AI driven. So
is there in Oracle as well, right? We'll understand that in the next session, right?
Licensing cost. Licensing cost is the major factor.
No, MySQL is not that much license, right? They also have free versions.
Yeah, they also have yes.
Yeah. So far, any questions? Okay. I'm just comparing the PostgreSQL with any other software you install it in your computer. Let us say this is I'm comparing it with my MS Office software. Why do you need MS Office in your computer? To create documents, right? Word.exe will come up with MS Office only. So you install MS Office. Upon installing MS Office, you'll get Word.exe. Using Word.exe, you create your resume and you put it in some D drive. Right? This is the installation location of MS Office. This is the location where you put your document. In the same way, this is the installation location of your database software, and this is the location where you put your database files. Right? You install the PostgreSQL database software to create your first database. Why do you create your database? To support your application, to store your application data in the form of table. Let's assume this is a 3-tier architecture. You have a front end. Let's say I will enter my username. I will enter my password. I will click on login. The request will go to the application, your middleware tier, traditional tier, Tomcat, JBoss, WebLogic, WebSphere, whatever it is. And since the application doesn't hold any data, it will forward the request to the database to check whether this a, x is there in the table or not. If the record is there, it will send a positive reply that yes, the record is there. Then you are taken to the next page. If the record is not there, he will send a negative reply. The record does not exist. You will be thrown an error message. What is the error message? User does not exist, something like that. Traditional web application. Is this clear? Yes, no, no, maybe. Repeat. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Kumar, we can hear you.
Yeah, is this clear?
Yeah, clear. Okay.
Right. Let us assume I entered a, x. I click on login. Request will go to the application. Application cannot directly get the data from the database. First, the application has to authenticate itself that I'm a legitimate person to get the data. That thing is handled by this postman, postmaster. So this application will first go to the postmaster, get authenticated, and then this postmaster will create one process called server process. This guy will actually go inside the database, get the data, give it to the user, right? So your postmaster is kind of a watchman to your database. He will do security check of each and every request that is coming into the database. Now the question is, what if this is gone? What happens if this is gone? Hello.
System will get crashed.
System is already crashed. System crashed. What is the consequence of system crash?
Basically, nothing will be, the web page will not be available.
Your app will not available. Yeah, your app will not work because the authentication is not happening, right? You enter your username, you enter your password, authentication is not happening, your app is not working. Yeah. Yes. That is where the replication comes into picture. What is the replication? Replica is kind of having a secondary machine sitting in somewhere else. And when you are changing something in your machine 1, or you call it as a primary, the change is replicated in your machine 2. If something goes wrong here, you immediately jump in, make this as your machine 1 or the primary. Your primary in PostgreSQL will be read-write mode. Your standby in PostgreSQL will be in the read-only mode. Is this clear? And you call this setup as a replication. Clear? Yes, no, maybe?
In Postgre, what type of replication it's there?
No. That's a secondary discussion.
Okay.
Right. There is only one kind of replication. What that is, you make a change to your primary, that change is reflected in the standby. That's it. How much depth can we expect? Tools covered. What can be expected at the end of the course outline? I think you got all these answers. But whatever. Yeah. Any question here?
No.
Question here? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. PgPool is kind of a load balancing system. For example, this is my primary. This is my standby. My application is connected to my primary. Make a change. That change is reflected here. So it is in the read-write mode. It is in the read-only mode. As long as your primary is healthy, you're not doing anything to your standby. It is just sitting idle. What if you want to leverage this machine, or you wanted to offload some of the workload of your primary to this machine? That is where PgPool will come into picture. Take another machine, third machine, you install small software called PgPool, and you connect your application to your PgPool. And this guy is intelligent enough to send read-write queries to machine 1, read-only queries to both. Right? This is how you offload some of your primary's workload to your standby. Clear? Yes, no. Understood?
Yes.
Right. And then there is something called Patroni. You have your primary, you have your standby, you connected your application to your primary. Something goes wrong to your primary. What you do as a DBA, you jump in, come here, execute a couple of commands and make it read write. This is a manual intervention. If you don't want to do that, if you eliminate manual intervention, or if you want to eliminate manual intervention, what do? You install Patroni. Patroni is again the same stuff. You have a primary, you have a standby. PostgreSQL is running on both. You install small agent here and here. That is Patroni agent. The responsibility of this agent is to check if PostgreSQL is running or not. That's it. Check if PostgreSQL is running or not. Check if PostgreSQL is running or not. And send that health check information to your master. That is etcd. Time being, let us assume this guy fails to send health check information. He failed. Then what this guy does is, he will immediately ask the agent sitting in the other machine to promote himself. That means execute those two commands automatically, so that this will become read write. What is this entire setup is, you are installing agents in your PostgreSQL databases that work on etcd instructions, and if for some reason this guy fails to send the information, he will make him primary, or he will make the second machine primary. You are not manually doing anything here. It's automated. It is just like do some process check, and if the process is not working, go to the other machine and execute failover script. That's it. There is something called PgBouncer. PgBouncer assists your watchman. Let us say this is my database, and this is my watchman, postmaster. What if hundreds of connections are coming in all at a time? This guy is overwhelmed, right? To avoid that, what we'll do is we'll create one barrier here, and that barrier is your PgBouncer. PgBouncer make all these guys form in a line before they reach your database. So it is like something like this. He will create some kind of checkpost. This is PgBouncer, and this is my postmaster. This is my database. Connection 1, connection 2, connection 3, connection 4. He has to wait, form in a queue outside itself before they reach database. Why I'm doing all these things? Because when this guy is overwhelmed, he will simply say that I will not take your connection. When he says that, you will get an error message in your application. A database is not accepting new connections. To avoid that, you are taking the help of PgBouncer. Is it clear? We most talked about features or extensions in PostgreSQL: PgBouncer, PgPool, and Patroni. Now,
sorry, come again. What is this PgBouncer for? I just connected again.
No, PgBouncer will help Postmaster in establishing the connections. When there is a connection spike, your Postmaster simply give up. He simply says that I will no longer accept connection. When Postmaster sends that information to the client, you will get error message in the application that I'm not able to connect to the database. To avoid that, what you are doing is you're taking the help of Postmaster. He sits in front of Postmaster. This is my Postmaster, and this is my PgBouncer. So all the connections are blocked here only. and sent one by one.
How much connections will the PostgreSQL will accept?
It depends. Like you can set whatever the number you want.
So if the connection is more than what we set, then this PgBouncer is required, right?
Correct. If let's say you set your connection count as 200, and for some reason there is a connection spike, you got 200 plus requests. That is where pgBouncer is helpful. Right. Now the question is, let us say I have my primary, I have my standby, there is a streaming replication setup. My primary CPU utilization is 30% always. Do I need PgPool?
Sir, repeat the question.
Question is, I set up my streaming replication and I was just monitoring the CPU utilization of my primary. At any given point in time, the CPU utilization is not going beyond 30%. Do I need to set up PgPool?
No.
No, sir.
Why no?
30% of CPU usage is acceptable.
Right? I don't need load balancing at all here. I don't need to offload my primary's load to standby. Clear? And then I have a primary, I have a standby, my primary is down, my application is down. I called my DBA. DBA is in theater. He says that I will be back after 3 hours. Client is waiting, 3 hours completed. He came to his laptop, did failover steps manually. Application is now running fine. My client is okay for this 3 hours downtime. Do I need Patroni?
If client is okay, then we don't need a Patroni.
Right.
And sir, one more question. After the pgBouncer, the PgPool is comes into the picture, right? We need a pgBouncer first. I mean, application first connects to the pgBouncer, and then we need a load balancer after that, right?
People won't go like that. pgBouncer and PgPool. Kind of a bad combination. You will understand that. But yeah, it will first come to pgBouncer, then to PgPool. Not the other way around.
Okay.
Next, let us say I'm working for what do you call a Ratnadip supermarket. I have maybe 100 outlets in Hyderabad. Each outlet has 4 counters, and people fall in a line to get their job done. Right? It's a fixed load. Do I need pgBouncer for this? Understood the question?
Not required.
Right? Even though your DMart is fully crowded on weekends, your connection count is always 20 because there are only 20 computers.
One connection at a time.
One connection at a time. Is this clear? So I don't need pgBouncer for such applications. Is this clear? I set my max connections to 20 outlets and 20 locations. 400 max connections equal to 400. That's it. I will never go beyond this 400.
For streaming application, I may require. I require.
For streaming replication?
Application. If I'm using PostgreSQL for streaming application, then I'll use the bouncer.
No. That is a completely different story. No. pgBouncer and streaming replication, there is no connection, right?
No, if I'm using for a streaming service, like an
okay. okay. I thought it is streaming replication. I got it.
Yeah.
That is what it depends on your application requirement.
Yeah.
right? That is what I'm trying to say. The point is, you have PgBouncer, does some work. You have Patroni, does some work. You have load balancing, PgPool does some work. But you don't need to have all of these or any of these for your production workload. It all depends on your workload and what solution you need it. Right? Everyone is using PgPool. I will also use. No, not required. Everyone have configured pgBackRest. I will also configure on my 100 GB production database. Not required. To handle 100 GB production database, default PG base backup is enough. You don't need to configure unnecessary the pgBackRest and get problems just like our friend got. Easy there. Is this clear? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Right. I'll come here. Yeah, so that is what. It's not because you have n number of extensions available, n number of third-party tools available. I need to attach everything to my PostgreSQL community version. It is not required. Only whatever that suits your requirement, your business requirement, you have to choose that only.
Sir, I have a question. So, sir, suppose there is an application and we know that there is a spike. I mean, but it is a rare spike. We know that, let's say, for example, out of 100 requests, sometimes spike happens like, let's say, a famous match of IPL. At that time, in some of the region, let's say Mumbai versus Chennai. So in that region, the spike is happens. So we know that there is a spike, but it is rare spike. So do we need the balancer and that load balancer and all that?
You don't. No. Connection spike, load balancer, both are different. Connection spike, PgBouncer. Right? You need PgBouncer for that, not PgPool. If you are using PgPool is kind of connection caching plus load balancing. You don't need PgBouncer if you are using PgPool. Both will not go together.
Okay.
Right? PgPool is a combination of load balancing plus connection caching.
Okay.
Right? For that use case, it is PgBouncer. That is what OpenAI use case, right? We'll see that OpenAI use case now in some time if time permits. Yeah. So for any questions? Right. Let me show you one thing. So this is our day-wise agenda. Why PostgreSQL is going to be the first session, not a technical one. And then we have our connection establishment session. That is, how do you handle, how does this postmaster handle connections, and what happens if the postmaster is overwhelmed? How PgBouncer will be helpful there. So we'll see that on day 2. Followed by asset properties and lab setup. That is on day 3. And then we'll spend 3 days on installations. And then we'll spend about 3 to 4 days on architecture. We'll spend 3 days on defragmentation, auto vacuum process. And then we'll spend about 1 week on database administration, handling data files, control files, redo log files, parameter files, parameters in your parameter files, and all those things. Then we'll spend a couple of days on user administration, and then backup and recovery is for 5 days. That includes replication as well. Then we'll spend 1 day on PgPool and PgBouncer, then Patroni 1 day, monitoring 1 day, and then 3 days on AWS, and then the rest of the things for another 2 to 3 days. We'll spend 1 day on DevOps for DBA. We'll spend 1 day on AI for DBA, 1 day on DBRE for DBA.
So after today's session, you will share this like this agenda.
Yeah, if
This
you want,
training, like
if
yeah.
you want, I will share this agenda.
Yes, please.
Is this clear? So this is kind of a day-wise schedule. Something related to my question. How many days or more number of days equals to more knowledge, more hours equals to more knowledge, whatever it is. Whatever, yeah.
And Kumar, I have one question. Like
Good.
This upgrade in place, out of place, this scenario will practice, right?
Yes. As I said, whatever you're seeing on screen, it's all practical learning only. We are not doing it any theoretically.
This upgradation means Postgres to Postgres only, right?
Yes.
Gradation is same here. So
Yeah,
Kumar, so you will only take
migration also. That's why I asked this. Okay.
Yeah, migration is there is nothing there in PostgreSQL to PostgreSQL migration. It is just like export and import. So don't think that even if it is from on-premise to RDS, on-premise to EC2, on-premise to Azure Flexible Server, whatever it is, there is nothing there. It is just like EXPDB, IMPDB, export and import. So homogeneous migration, it's not a migration at all. It's just an activity, dump and restore, data refresh activity that you generally do in UAT environment, right? The real migration is heterogeneous migration. You are migrating from another RDBMS to PostgreSQL, right? Homogeneous from whatever to whatever, including the derived products. Let us say I wanted to migrate from EDB PPAS to community version of PostgreSQL. There is no problem at all. It is just a data refresh activity. End of the day, it's a derived product. Somebody is telling you that I have migrated PPAS to community version. It's a very big activity. No, it is not an activity at all. It's just a data refresh job.
Only table migration. Others means package procedure. Everything will be same.
Everything is same. End of the day, it's a community version. Sorry, end of the day, it's a Postgres. Right? See, there are a couple of things here and there. I might simplifying the things, but majority things is same. Right? Today, maybe here and there, I might be simplifying certain tasks, but yeah, I'm not completely deviating the stuff. Any questions in this agenda?
Yeah, Kumar.
Not related to this.
Kumar, one question that you are only going to cover all the session, or Naresh will also be?
No. I'm only going to cover all the sessions.
Okay, Naresh is not going to train.
No,
I mean, I got Naresh contact actually. For,
no.
Okay.
No. Right.
So are you a working professional or you're completely into training?
You're a working professional or you're completely into training. I'm working professional.
So sir, you claim that after the course, we can, expect the, I mean, after doing the course, we can say in any interview that we are having a 4 to 5 years of experience in this field, right?
Correct.
So, okay.
No, we are going to discuss the job description in the classroom. What you need to do is you need to bring the job description, right? I'm not going to bring any job description. You bring the job description and we will discuss the job description on this day. What the job description says is whether we have covered the responsibilities section of the job description at least 70 to 80% or not. You understood? We'll see a couple of job descriptions now anyways in next 2-3 minutes. But yeah.
Kumar, performance, will you be showing any real-time issues?
Whatever that we are doing from here till here, Everything is real time.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. The next thing is your checklist. This is an important thing. What you need to do is you just need to attribute your existing RDBMS technology knowledge to the PostgreSQL. Right? For example, what you do as, let's say, MySQL DBA or SQL Server DBA, whatever it is, you install the software, you create your first database, you enable external connectivity so that your application will connect to your database. Then you create additional databases, then schema, then drop the database, then create a table space, move a table from one table space to another table space, create a user, create a read-only user for your application team, only for read-only access, then audit your database activity, who is doing what, dropping the user if they are not required, take the backup, do the restore, data refresh activity from UAT to dev to UAT, whatever it is. Perform switchovers, failovers, DR drill activities that we generally do probably quarterly once or half yearly once, whatever it is. Right? So we have day-to-day responsibilities, weekly responsibilities, monthly responsibilities. What are your responsibilities as a DBA? That's the first question. You attribute all those things to PostgreSQL, as simple as that. You're just moving from one RDBMS technology to another RDBMS technology. Right? Whatever you're doing in your existing environment, you need to do the same thing in PostgreSQL as well. Let us say I'm from Oracle background. Half yearly once I will do undo table space management. Where is undo table space management in PostgreSQL? You ask me that question. Understood? And every day night I do materialized view refresh activity. How do I refresh a materialized view in PostgreSQL? Or weekly once I'll take a full backup, or monthly once I will just check whether my monthly full backup is valid or not, just by restoring it in a dummy machine. How do I do that in PostgreSQL? Right? You attribute your existing RDBMS technology knowledge to the PostgreSQL content and then learn it like that, or you ask me the questions like that. If there is anything that you feel like missing, right? My transaction log disk is full, and this is the error message I get in my existing technology, whatever it is, your Oracle or SQL Server, whatever it is. How do I handle transaction log, location, disk space related issues? Is this clear?
Yeah.
Right.
So one question can I ask?
Go ahead.
That one comparison one. As you are saying, attribute from your existing RDBMS knowledge with PostgreSQL. So there is one view in Oracle, dict view, DICT. So from that view, we can find out, is there any view existing which we need to query or some. Suppose I don't know, there is some privilege view in Oracle. I don't know what is the privilege view. Then I'll select table name from dict, where table name like priv. It will give you all the views coming with whichever has priv kind of thing, privileges, DBA privileges, role privileges, all those kind of. Do we have equivalent of that view here in PostgreSQL? Is this information schema? Okay.
So all these are priv-related views only.
No. Oh, equivalent view of the dict. DICT.
What exactly dict does?
So it will give it will give list of all these views. If I do select star from dict, right? Table name from dict, it will give all the views existing in the database. Like
you have a short code in PostgreSQL. The short code is not a view; it's a function.
tables, this display tables. Okay. This is the one.
Yeah, include catalog views.
Okay. Can you list that view again? What is that? DT plus?
You need to, I think you already have PostgreSQL, some kind of thing. When you put S, it means include dictionary as well, wherever it is.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, before I jump into some kind of activity, any questions?
On which Postgre version will you going to show us like lab?
19.
19. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kumar, like I have another question. So actually, I am like a SQL Server DBA. So I have almost 15 years of experience in SQL Server. Okay. So some clients, kind of a budget-oriented clients. So they don't want to spend any cost on the license because SQL Server has a license thing, right? So they want to move to an open source. So the next database what they choose is a PostgreSQL, which is already they have used it. So my question is like, in the current SQL Server, what we have is like we have one read write and two read only servers. Okay. So I know a similar thing is there in a Postgre also. Okay. So they want a similar kind of setup for PostgreSQL. But like I suggested the Patroni, but for some reason they are saying like the maintenance something it is like a little bit difficult. So they're asking for any other high-availability solution. Actually, Monday I have a presentation. I have to present something for this. So which one you suggest? Because I learned something, but they were saying like a PG auto failover and the rep manager they are like a little bit easier.
If you have my number, you ping me after this session. And for your presentation, you go through this. You straight away present this. Spend some time on this. Whatever that suits your application, as I just said, whatever that suits your application out of these three solutions, you can give me a second, let it load. Yeah, you can present this, right? It's like even in the starting, we got the discussion, right? The more complex your architecture is, the more robust it is. For example, Patroni, you see here, there is no manual intervention required when you compare with PG auto failover rep manager, right? Everything it will handle. When I say everything it will handle, the more complex the architecture is. The setup will be a little tougher. Once the setup is completed, let us say the administration is also a little tougher, but it will handle each and every corner case of your HA.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, Kumar. Can you ping this link in the chat? I'll take it from there and I'll ping you later also.
Yeah. So this is what you need. Let us say you can suggest it something like, we can go with PG auto failover. That simply does what do you call health check of primary and standby. For some reason, primary is gone. PG auto failover will trigger promote to my standby. Simple solution. Poll based solution. What if PG auto failover machine itself is gone? Everything is gone.
Okay.
You got it right.
Okay.
To avoid that, we have Patroni, where the Patroni agent, the master, is not sitting on one machine. It will sit on 3 different machines.
Okay.
Right. If the master is down, there is another master that will take over. If another master is down, there is another master that will take over.
Okay.
You got it right. Now, what kind of solution your application needs? It's a simple poll-based solution or a robust solution.
Okay, so just to give us some brief.
No, not now. Yeah, we'll discuss later. Just I'm telling example, right? I'm pinging it in the chat.
Okay. Okay, right. Kumar, I got it. So, like, I have another question. So that is not like, nowadays they are hosting this Postgres on cloud, right? So, similarly, we want one like a kind of open source which needs to be placed on a cloud solution. So which one you suggest? Like I explored something like in Azure AKS there is some a thing called CNPG.
Don't think about no. There are a number of third-party derived products are there, derived companies. Then you will get it for cheaper. If you are not hosting critical database, you host it not in the top three: Google, Microsoft, and then Amazon. You host it in some other cloud platform.
Okay.
Right. It will be free.
Oh, okay.
Right. Now what I'll do, there is something called test02.zip. This is what you are going to get in practicals. I will right click on this.
Okay.
I will extract this. This is for everyone. What I'm doing is I'm setting up my lab environment.
Okay. Actually, our preferred cloud is like Azure. So I'm just looking for Azure. It will work for Azure.
Offline.
Okay.
What is the class timing every day?
7:30 in the morning to 8:30 to 9 sometime.
Okay.
Right. So now what I'm doing is I'm setting up a new CentOS machine. By the way, we are going to discuss the things in the Linux platform. I'll switch between CentOS and OEL, sometimes here, sometimes there. But yeah. Right. We are not going to install operating system. It's a pre-installed snapshot. Right. I'll go to this test02, right click, open with VMware Workstation, power on. That's it. Anyone have installed PostgreSQL? Anyone? Yes. No.
Source code or RPM?
No, sir. No.
RPM.
Yeah. Sometime back I did.
Anyone else have installed PostgreSQL?
Yes, installed.
Anyone have configured Grafana?
Kumar, for this replication setup in Postgres, will it come with standard Postgres software, or it required any separate license?
No. Standard software is enough.
Okay.
You don't need any third-party software.
Okay.
Automatic failover, that is where you need third-party software.
Yeah. Okay.
198, 146. So I'll come here. 192, 168, 108, 146. Root, RSC123. I'll switch to Postgres user. What happened? What happened?
The Postgres OS user was not exist.
Right. The PostgreSQL related user. Yeah, Postgres user does not exist. This is a fairly new, what do you call, CentOS system without anything related to PostgreSQL installed. PostgreSQL software will sit in USR folder. Default location is user folder. PostgreSQL related software is not there, not even a user as well. Right? It's a fairly new machine, newly installed operating system.
Which flavor of CentOS?
What is the flavor here?
I mean, version
9. 9. Now what I'll do, I'll come here. I'll go to downloads, open the website, Linux, Red Hat, 935. Okay. Linux, choose the version that you wanted to install, version 18. Copy this, paste. Sorry.
19, we don't have 19.
19 not yet released, right?
You were saying, okay.
No,
19, right?
we'll install directly from the repository. 19 is not officially launched. You will not get 19 directly from the downloads, because 19 beta is released now. This is the official version.
So what is this installation called? Source code installation?
No, package installation.
RPM 1.
Right. I'm installing the software. This is installing the software. And this is creating your first database, and database has been created. I will do ps-ef grep Postgres. I have the database running. This is the data files location. This is my installation location. I'll switch to Postgres. I'll do pSQL. I'm done. I've connected to my database. Now, whatever.
Which OS command did you run for installation?
What is it? No, this is the script, right? Execute all these things one by one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. Now what I'll do, I'll just simply stop systemctl stop PostgreSQL 18. I just stopped it. Let us assume I wanted to have my PostgreSQL in a different location. What I will do is create a location u01 -r Postgres u01. Give Postgres user the permission to that location. Postgres user PostgreSQL 18 bin. There is something called initdb to create your source database cluster. I'm creating it in my 18 location. And then I will try to start that. -ef Postgres. I've started it. Now what I will do, I'll do a couple of changes. In the data directory, I have so many files and folders. There is a file called PostgreSQL.org. That is a configuration file. What I'll do something like this. I go to this location, the software installation location, -lrt. I have so many tools available here. One such tool is your initdb to create your first database cluster. Now there is another tool that is available. This tool. What is this tool? What it does? What do you think it does?
Yeah, to take backups.
Right, you are going to take the full backup of your machine. So what I'll do, I'll log in, create a table, employee, salary int, insert into employee value 1,100. USR PGSQL 18 bin PG base backup -d. Take the backup in this location. I'll pass on a couple of other parameters. Give me the progress. Completed successfully. I cannot start second instance unless it has a different port. So what I will do, I will change the port number. In one server, there is only one PostgreSQL that will run. If I want to run the second PostgreSQL, I need to change the port. 18R. PS-EF grep Postgres. Do you see two very big lines?
Yeah.
RAC123, switch to Postgres. PSQL -P5432. Select a star from employee. PSQL -P5433. Select a star from employee. Do you see the data?
Yeah.
What I have done now, I have taken the backup, I have restored it, and I logged in and checked. What I will do, /was 1.0, which means repeatedly execute the previous command, that is this command. Enter. Insert a second record, insert into employee value 2,200. Do you see that here in the second machine?
Mm-hmm.
Insert third record. What does this mean?
Enabled replication.
Yeah, enabled replication. Delete from employee. Why it is not working?
Read only standby, right?
Standby is in read only mode. Right? Now for some reason my primary is gone. PS-EF grep Postgres. PGCTL stop -d my data directory. For some reason my primary is gone. So how do I make this as a primary? USR PGSQL 18 bin PGCTL promote -d U01 PGSQL 18R. Promoted SQL -p5433. Let's try to execute the delete command. Worked.
Clear.
What we have done so far?
Removed.
Installation. The first mission. Our first instance. Take the backup. Restore. Set up replication. Do a failover. Right. See here, I have connected my application. This is my application doing some inputs. It has connected to 145. Right? Who is 145? My leader. That means my primary. That is why inserts are happening. Right? Data inserted successfully, data inserted successfully, data inserted successfully. It means every second it is going to insert one record. That's how the application is created. And now what I'm doing is I'm stopping the Postgres in Lab 01. PostgreSQL is stopped. 145 has immediately become the replica. 147 became the leader. And see here, connection attempt failed. Right. Connection attempt failed message for 2 seconds, and then immediately my application has started inserting the data by connecting to 147. My application doesn't know who is primary and who is standby. It immediately connected to the new primary. And you realize that you have some problem with 145, right? And then you start troubleshooting this 145. Your application doesn't know all these things. 145 is completely gone from the cluster. Now I will start 145. That means you are starting it again after troubleshooting. 145 join the cluster. It's a replica. Again, you're not doing anything here. You're not setting up your standby again, making it as a standby. Everything is done automatically. Your Patroni is doing that. Is it clear? And as part of the cloud, first spend time on understanding or setting up the cloud infra. So we'll spend time on VPN, subnets, internet gateway, or tables. It is not just like use the default environment to create RDS instance and done bye-bye, RDS is completed. We are going to spend time on setting up a network first, then we'll start our first database activity on cloud.
So Kumar, you are going to repeat the installation part again because or will it just a demo?
No, obviously, yeah. So that's like, I mean, the motive of today's installation is to help you understand how quick you can spin up a machine to install PostgreSQL, to set up replication and all that stuff. Behind the scenes is what we need to understand, right? So
you went very fast too, so.
Yeah, I mean, for example, what we did today, we set up replication, but we are going to spend 2 days on replication. So we need to understand behind the scenes, replica lag, troubleshooting replica problems, and all those things are there, right? The only motive is, yeah, it's just a couple of commands away. Setting up replication. When someone says in LinkedIn, PostgreSQL streaming replication is a very big topic, complex topic, this topic, that topic. No, it is not complex at all. A simple one. And one more thing, this is for everyone. Sorry, 1 second. This is for everyone. Because